Back on the Pete the Planner show, lively during the break, Nicole.
We got real lively there.
Wow. Too bad the cameras were rolling. If you want to see this, go to PeteThePlanner.tv. A reminder coming back here in August to the podcast is the $1 Million Plan. It's back. Here, and I'll explain it when it comes back. But I just needed a break.
Yeah, we
Okay?
did.
We want to do some other things.
We tried. Thanks for letting us have a little fun. But we
We
listened for
listen.
once.
I don't really normally listen. Okay, my colors
here we go.
faded. I was laughing so hard during the break, my face was red. All right, next question here on the Pete the Planner show. Of course, we answer your money questions. If you want your money question answered, seriously, just email us. Ask Pete at PeteThePlanner.com.
So did you email yourself
No,
this
I
question?
should. I
You
could.
should.
But, like, okay, so this happened maybe Monday? Maybe Tuesday.
It could have been Monday. It could have been 5 weeks ago with
Right.
your
that's
sense of time,
yes,
right?
Yeah. I mean, it could have been 3 years ago, but
Who
I'm pretty
knows?
sure it was this week.
Okay, that's good.
I woke up and I was like, I think I need more life insurance. Right. So now like I don't know why. It's not like I was like, I feel like I'm gonna die today. It was just like one of these things of like I started thinking through my I know this is when you're 40, death is
rolled
very
over
real.
Monday morning, and you're like,
I will say this
more
morning,
life insurance.
when I woke up this morning, the first thing I did at 4:30 a.m. was to grab a corkscrew and put it into a sack of wine that we're taking on vacation this
See
week.
priorities. So
Yeah.
I respect that.
Or a few days earlier, 48 hours earlier, was like, do I need more life insurance?
I need
And this
more
sounds
life
like a setup
insurance?
because I didn't have a segment and I needed something to talk about. But it's not. And I actually, my USA Today column this next week is about this very topic. Here's the thing. Okay, so I got a lot of life insurance. If I'm dead, people are okay. Okay? But
It's very sweet of you.
yeah, I think I need more. And the reason is two reasons. Number one, I finally have a vision of what retirement looks like for me. When the last time I bought life insurance, right before Ted was born, it was 7 years ago.
Oh my
Okay. And so typically, Nicole, and you might not know this, but typically when you buy life insurance, especially term insurance,
Yes.
you buy it for blocks of 10 years or so.
Okay, I didn't know that.
You see, I have a 10-year policy. So that means if I die in the next 10 years, Mrs. Planner is having a celebration of life instead of a
good.
funeral, right? So that's fine. But if I die outside of that 10 years and I only had a 10-year policy and the policy no longer exists, then it's a funeral. She's burying me, okay? Right? So there's that. But by the way, the policy I last purchased was a 25-year policy. I think I purchased it like 7 years ago. So I had the amount that was right at the time. You're thinking, oh, you must be making oodles of more money now than you were 7 years ago, and you must have a lot more expenses. No and no, actually. I'm an entrepreneur. I have I invest very firmly back into my business, which is to suggest I have not been paying myself more for the last 7 years. Little increases, but nothing worth writing home about, especially to myself. What has changed is I now finally have a clear vision of what retirement is for Mrs. Planner and I. And I didn't prior to purchasing the life insurance. Okay, so you're thinking, okay, what does that mean? Here's what it means. I previously thought I would work into my 60s. I just did. I was like, working in my 60s. I love what I do. I do it for free. Okay.
Yeah.
It's like, how you doing? Oh, so if it were any better, it'd be criminal. That's how good I'm doing. But I don't.
Chummy.
Yeah, like I don't.
Yeah.
I don't feel that way anymore. And I love do what I do very much. But I want to stop, like in my 50s. Okay, like I'm tapping out. You're on your own. You're gonna have to find like Keith the Planner.
No,
Maybe
Frank
Ted
the
the planner. Yeah, you're doing it, Nicole.
I'll do it.
But I'm out in my 50s, like sometime, maybe 53. No one knows. But here's what the issue has become. That is our goal. That is what we are working toward. So let's say I hit age 50, and then that's the last age I hit.
Oh.
It means I've left the building. I'm dead. And if that's the case, and Mrs. Planner all along for the next 10 years, so for the previous 10 years, and when I'm 50, we're both 40 now, that means that we've been planning for this whole thing. We're talking it up. It's what we're going to do. And then I'm dead. And because we only had enough life insurance to help fund the kids' college and to carry her on into what we used to view retirement to be, it sort of shortcuts the entire dream and point that we're trying to do. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because now I have less time. Instead of having 25 years left in my career, I think maybe 13, 15 years left. That's a big difference.
Right. Yeah. 10 years is a big jump.
So I have less time to earn the money I'm going to need to sustain myself indefinitely. So for one, I think that changes the amount of life insurance I need, because what I don't want to do is to work so hard towards this vision and then all of a sudden I die because of a tick.
Oh.
I don't know. I want it to be something cool, like
You're going
Lyme
to die
disease.
from I was just going to say, you're going to lie? Yeah.
I don't know. I gotta Google that. It's probably horrible. Let's say I catch a fish and I lip it. Not that I grab it with my lips, but I grab its lip with my thumb. And let's say there's an abrasion on my thumb, and then
An
that abrasion gets
abrasion.
infected.
That's why you get your shots, man.
I don't know. There's no fish shots, Nicole.
You don't know.
You don't know.
Touche.
The second reason why I think I need more life insurance is because I have not only a different retirement goal, a better vision, I've just sort of refined my financial plan more. I have a better sense of college costs now. I have a better sense of when my mortgage will be paid off. I really didn't know 7 years ago when my mortgage would be paid off. I didn't know when my rental property mortgage would be paid off. I didn't know these things.
So you were just kind of guesstimating.
Then that's all you really do. And here's
Right.
what ends up happening, Nicole. And I think I want you to, this is for no one else except you now. In the next 5 years, you're going to have major life events, I would assume. One here, two, no one knows, right? You could arguably have some life events. Typically, when you have a life event, you think, okay, let's reassess my needs. Let's check into life insurance and those sorts of things. And typically, that's what you do. Right before we had my daughter 9 years ago, I was life insurance okay? It's okay. Okay, good to go. Then my son, a couple years later, it's like, okay, we good? We're good to go. Nothing's happened since then except I've shaved my head. That's the biggest thing that's happened to me in the last 7 years.
It's been exciting.
Right. So and you're thinking about this, and it's like, well, your life insurance is fine because nothing major's happened. No, that couldn't be any further from the truth. Because of a few additional elements that don't apply to me that could apply to other people. Let's say I was not currently saving for retirement or investing for retirement at the pace in which I needed to. Okay?
Oh, yeah.
The longer that problem goes festering, the longer it goes, the worse it gets, which means your financial situation gets worse, which means you need more life insurance. So if you're thinking, well, I've had nothing change, we're just grinding along, but I'm not really saving as much as I can, that alone could increase your need for life insurance.
Oh.
And so I want people every 3 to 5 years to reassess, reevaluate their life insurance situation, no matter what is going on in their life. Now, I will say this. I used to be a financial planner, which means life insurance was part of that. Yes, yeah. That's how I got the nickname Pete the Planter.
Wow, it all makes sense.
Pete the Planter in this green shirt today. Go to PeteThePlanter.tv, check out this green shirt.
The green gorilla.
If we had the money gorilla.
It's our next business venture.
But let's say I wasn't in the insurance business at one point, wasn't a financial planner, and didn't have a financial mind. And someone tells me to get life insurance. And let's say I adopt the mentality of, well, that's great and all, but I won't be around to enjoy it. Therefore, I'm not going to prioritize it right now. I see that a lot. I used to see that a lot. And actually, I still get some exposure to it where a person knows they need to buy life insurance, but they dismiss that obligation because they're immature to the point where they go, well, I'm not going to benefit, so what's the point? I'd rather spend my money on things that I can benefit from. And I used to get mad about that, but I couldn't tell it's because they weren't buying life insurance for me or because I was just mad about culturally that's a bad idea. But I'm going to point now as a 40-year-old bald man that I'm more sad about that. Right? That makes me sad that a person doesn't view their family in the healthiest of ways, saying their need to be protected in the event of an economic event like an early death. That should trump my desire to spend my money on myself. Right? You know?
Yeah, I agree.
So there's my question that I asked myself and answered. And needless to say, I'm buying more life insurance. No one likes to do it, but I want to be an adult, and I don't want to be a cobbler with holes in my shoes. I got to practice what I preach. Coming up after the break, the biggest waste of money of the week. One is good, one is bad. They're next. I'm Pete the Planner.